Words are hard to find when my mind is painting blurry lines. Someone please come save me, cause I'm falling hard, I cannot take it. I just wanna feel your love, need someone to hold me before I get lost. Catch me cause I'm flying up, I see the stars and magnify. Touch me, show me all your demons, surrender all my feelings, make me levitate. Love gives me so
take this crown, you gotta give it all. No way of looking back when you are on the way. Take all this glorious as slow as you gave. I wanna run away now. Do you feel it's taking you higher? Do you feel it's taking you away? How it feels when you're drowning in the water. Who can save? Don't you know I'm in too deep? Feel the deafening silence. Into the waves, into the caves. Hide away, never hide away. Out of the cages, out of the pages. Feel the deafening silence. Feel the deafening silence. Take this crown, you gotta give it all. No way of looking back when you are on the way. Take all this glorious as slow as you gave. I wanna run away now. Do you feel it's taking you higher? Do you feel it's taking you away? How it feels when you're drowning in the water. Who can save? Don't you know I'm in too deep? They're never really here for me. All you gotta do is slide into in silence.
Hey there, friends. What is going on? Happy Sunday. We made it to the end of March. You're here. I'm here. We're all still here. And that is saying something, especially if you're in the States, because, life's a little crazy. I am super pumped to be with you guys at the end of March because I think both myself and Livid have been genuinely excited about what is coming for us because first couple months, a little slow, a little quiet. We didn't really get into a lot of big games, but man, I got to tell you guys, there is some cool stuff coming starting this week. Now, we can't share all of those things with you guys, but I can tell you Expedition 33, Dune Awakening. Two things that you guys are going to see on this channel soonish. I don't want to say very soon because that means you'll see it in a few days. That's not the case, but Livid and I are about to go hands-on with both games. We're going to actually bring in some additional folks to help us, and we cannot wait to get started on both of those games because those have been at the top of our list for quite a while for games that we want to play and cover here on the channel with you all. And man, I am just super pumped because we've been kind of in this weird pattern. I have no problem playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. I had fun with it. I made some videos on it. You guys seem to have enjoyed it. The stuff on TikTok's doing really well, and that's been a huge goal of ours to grow our TikTok this year. If it's still around in 10 days or whatever the hell it is. But ultimately, there have not been that one game for us this year that's been yes, this is the game. Livid and I both going absolutely crazy on it. That's all going to change really soon. So again, I've said this a few different streams now. If you guys are planning on playing Dune Awakening and you're looking for a clan to jump in with, we will have a clan open to everyone. Pending how big the clan caps are, it'll be based on your how often you're playing, right? If you're playing a lot and you're helping us continue to grow the clan, you stay. If you're logging in once every other month, you're probably not going to stay. But it all depends on the clan cap size. If the clan cap size is 500, might not even cap out. But I know better because we did this for Lost Ark and it was insanity, how many people wanted to be part of this with us. It was a ton of fun. And I can tell you, both Livid and myself, every spare minute that we have when this game comes out, we will be playing this game. So a lot of cool stuff coming on the channel. As always, I just like to throw that out there, give you guys a little tease of what's coming. And yeah, the middle of the summer should be fun too, right? The middle of June, July, when Summer Game Fest is going on, who knows what's going to happen. But we do know that April, May is going to be filled up with Expedition 33 and Dune Awakening. So pretty excited about both of those things. As you guys know, over here on the subreddit, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Thank you to the 65 of you that are part of the Legacy Gaming subreddit. Sean John doing work, Livid doing a ton of work, putting stuff here on the subreddit. As always, guys, if you want to be part of this with us, the ask is very simple. Post one video, one trailer, one awesome thing you saw in the gaming sphere on this subreddit every week, and we will react to it. I think there's a good assortment of stuff to talk about tonight, and I'm actually jazzed because there's a lot of things that I look at and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a Kodiak type of game. I look at games all the time and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a game I could absolutely play. Pretty much everything from a thumbnail perspective here, I was like, oh yeah, this is probably a me type of game. So I'm just super excited to dive into some new games with you guys, because once again, you guys are crushing it with games that I have not heard of. So I love that. I love talking about new games and things that we haven't covered here on the channel. And the first one is actually a game that Livid and I are part of a closed alpha type of situation with, Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. Now, I haven't actually played it yet. I haven't gone hands-on. I'm not sure if Liv did. We had a small opportunity, but everything was gated. It was very specific, how they were rolling things out. So we're kind of waiting for more of a true, here's the game, you can play it, and then there's an embargo. We haven't hit that point with this game quite yet, but super excited about it. I talked to one of the members of the team that's developing the game, and I think she'd be okay with me sharing this, hopefully, because it's a good story. They are a small indie team. They put together this game, and then they actually pitched it to Ubisoft for publishing, and Ubisoft was like, yeah, we love it. Let's do it. So, Heroes of Might and Magic, for any of you who grew up in the 90s, was such, an iconic, franchise. Turn-based, like strategy game that kind of laid the foundation for other games that have come along in the 2000s, 2010s, and now. Like I was actually just firing up one today, Songs of Conquest, which is very similar to what Heroes of Might and Magic used to be. Either way, I haven't really looked too much into the game because I knew we weren't at a place to play it yet. So I do want to check out the official trailer that Sean John posted. And yeah, it's only 50 seconds long, so we'll see. I think this game has a ton of legs. I just think there's a lot here that people are going to like nostalgia over, if that makes sense. And hopefully the team like makes a great game, and then Heroes of Might and Magic can kind of get back on like the right foot, for lack of a better term. So anyways, this is Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. It's the official new gameplay trailer, only 50 seconds long, so this one will be quick. So let's check it out together. Love the visuals. Visuals are really vivid. I mean, this is exactly what the game used to look like to me. Super high fantasy. Lots of dragons. A little fog of war action. Different factions. Tons of magic. Yeah, I mean, this is the game. Nice. And there's an official reveal trailer, but we don't need to watch that. So yeah, as you can see very faintly here, Unfrozen is the name of the developer, Ubisoft is the name of the publisher, and I just think overall, like, and I'm going to slow this down because I think it was actually just a little bit fast. These trailers that are like 50 seconds long are just always a little too fast for me. But I think the bottom line here is like, this is such iconic nostalgia for me. Right, these large kind of map style open worlds with your character kind of in 3D on the top of it. It's like a board game, right? And like Heroes of Might and Magic did this best back in the day. And there's all these little things that you can run over to collect, right? You've got treasure chests, you've got jewels, you've got like these, I don't know what this is, some sort of encounter down here, and then you've got enemies, and then you've got your castle and the blacksmith and whatever else. Like, this is the high fantasy stuff that I absolutely love. And you can see they did a really nice job with these character models. It feels like, it feels like a tabletop type of game. And I agree with Livid. The overworld map is making a comeback. I think this genre has not been tapped in a way in quite a while. I don't know what it's going to take to bring it back entirely. I just think that people are expecting something faster nowadays. And I think that's part of the problem. Because we're so conditioned to want instant gratification, and these games do not do that, right? Like I even think about like when the auto chess games were coming out. Like people didn't even want to put in the effort anymore. They just wanted this type of feel, but they wanted the game to do most of the work for them. So I don't know how these types of turn-based games make a true renaissance, but I think the name Heroes of Might and Magic is a big deal, and for them to be making a new game with kind of the backing, the publishing backing of Ubisoft, I think that could be something. And, you know, just talking to one of the team members at Unfrozen, like there is clear passion behind the game. And I did ask her about, you know, Ubisoft's influence on the game, and she was basically like, no, they're just here to help us get the game out there. Like, there's not a lot of Ubisoft in this. And you can tell, right? You can tell Ubisoft doesn't make games like this. So I think it was just, hey, you've got a great name ID with Heroes of Might and Magic. We want to support it. And here we go. Yeah, lots more to come with this one. Super excited about it. More to come, I think, soonish, but I don't think there's any sort of, no sort of date yet, but I do think there might be some stuff coming very soon. All right, thank you, Sean John, for posting that one. I will dive into this one, too, because I am super bummed that I never actually got the chance to make a review video for Indiana Jones, and I think that's a huge shame because the game itself was actually incredibly fun. If you like Indiana Jones, this is a game worth playing. We'll just check out the PS5 date reveal trailer here just because I think it's worth doing. And we'll talk a little bit about the game on the other side.
Buddy, I got your super urgent text.
Troy, please, have a seat.
New room?
Yes. I broke in about an hour ago. We don't have much time. Since taking on the role of Indiana Jones, you're now on the cusp of being brought into a very exclusive club.
You said cusp.
We have a few questions, of course.
Sure.
What makes a great adventure?
It's about being prepared. Like, you'd be surprised at how often a whip comes in handy.
I doubt that. How are you going to deal with private military forces with just a whip?
You know, use the old,
Headbutt. I like it. Aggressive. See, I'm more of a sidearms kind of guy.
you would be.
Jeans. Henley.
Somehow always half-tucked.
Of course.
Of course. What about finding ancient artifacts?
Yes. Sold to the highest bidder.
Donated to museums.
Sold to that museum.
Going somewhere unexpected.
What is an adventure without going somewhere new? Trey?
Troy.
Troy? Welcome to the club.
Nice.
I've done this before.
Yeah. How many fingers did you have before?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, guys, I got to tell you, this one, these are strange games for me. Like, these movies turned into games because 9 times out of 10 they flop, right? So I was incredibly skeptical, but also excited about this one. And I will tell you, it is a very fun game. It is a lot of stealth. So if you're looking for like a stealth game, this actually has a ton of that in there. There's actually some open world components to it too. And I don't mean that in the sense of like the whole world is open, but there are parts of it where you do have a lot of freedom within the map. And you are limited, right? You're Indiana Jones. You have a whip, you have a gun, and you can pick up a ton of melee weapons that are just like lying around. It all kind of works. And there are some interesting puzzle things with this game that I actually enjoyed. It's one of those games that I probably could have sunk 20, 30 hours into if I had the time. But for whatever reason, you know, things just didn't quite work out and I didn't have the time to like fully immerse myself. But I was surprised at how good the game was. And I'm not familiar with all the voice actors in the world, but I know Troy, the guy who's playing Indiana Jones, is pretty like prominent in the video game community, and he makes a really convincing Indiana Jones. So if that's one of the pieces of like why you would or would not play this game, give it a shot. I mean, it's on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, like, you can check it out. Obviously, it's coming to PS5. I just think it was a really fun game that did a lot of different things that really we haven't seen in video games in quite a while. We haven't seen that like single player action-driven stealth, and that's kind of what this game is. It's a lot of punching Nazis, which I am all for nowadays. I always have been for punching Nazis, but there's a lot of it in this game. Or you could go the entire stealth route, which is fine too. So, like I said, I don't want to belabor this one because the game's been out for a while. As you can see here, Shillup has that he strongly recommended the game. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more convincing you need. The game is good. Bottom line. All right, I want to keep moving on here. Sean John is all over all the new games here. This is the Frosthaven announcement trailer, and I don't know anything about this game. So, Sean John, thanks for posting this. Appreciate you, as always, putting in the work. Another 1-minute trailer. I don't know what's going on with 1-minute trailers, but, oh, it's from Arc Games. So Arc Games is the team that now publishes Remnant from the Ashes, which obviously, as you guys know, is one of Livid and Mai's favorite games. And yeah, I don't know anything about this one, so let's check it out together and see what's what.
12.
This looks like a board game. Okay, see, I was right. The biggest board game of all time is going digital. Is this like Gloomhaven? It's like Gloomhaven. I get it now. I love it. Ooh, some outpost building. Nice. I am going to assume this is the same thing as Gloomhaven or by the same
Peggy
team.
12.
Something like that. Because, yeah, I actually played a little bit of Gloomhaven for, I don't know, a couple weeks with a bunch of friends. And it always comes down to time for me, like coordination and time. I just wish I was like back in my high school days where time was endless. There were no actual responsibilities. Because Gloomhaven, the time that I spent with that game in the digital space, not the board game, but the actual like video game version of Gloomhaven, was a ton of fun. A ton of fun. And so for them to keep like on this thread, yeah, is great. And for them, if I am right that this is a Frosthaven game. Let's see. Frosthaven video game. So it's by, oh, is it out? No, it's not out. By Snapshot Games Inc., who did not make Gloomhaven. That's really strange. Hold on. Gloomhaven. Who made Gloomhaven?
Peggy 12.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know anymore. Is it the same team? Is it a different team? Totally different team. So again, I genuinely don't know if like the two are connected. Maybe you board game savants can help me understand that, but it looks very similar, right? You're in these kind of dungeons, you have hexagonal tiles, you have your team of 3 or 4 heroes, and you're going in and you're kind of going through this entire campaign. So super excited about this one. I love everything I'm seeing. I love kind of the like northern, what the heck? The northern vibe from the game. Like I don't mind high fantasy at all, but I love when you do high fantasy and you're just trying to tweak out the parameters a little bit. Like I want to see something different than a knight and a ranger and a thief. Show me something different. And just based on like the heroes on the box art here, like you're totally getting that. I don't know what this character is right here, but I am intrigued by whatever they are. Then you've got kind of like a Yeti brawler. You've got a Valkyrie type character. I don't know what this like goblin thing is, but he's got some tech. Cool. And then you've got like an undead mage. Like I am all about that. And I think about this all the time. When you have like a hero driven game, like you can stick into an archetype like a warrior, mage, rogue archetype, but like just do something different. I've talked about this game before, but it's what I love so much about Rift back in the day, because Rift just pushed you a little bit beyond what the archetypes kind of demanded, right? It wasn't a warrior, it was a berserker, and it was different because of X, Y, and Z. It wasn't just it wasn't a mage, it was an enchantress, and she did X, Y, and Z different. Like, I like that about any sort of hero-driven game. So I'm super excited about this one. Wishlist it now. You can join the beta. I'm probably going to join the beta. Can I join the beta right now? Because I'm 100% going to do it. What is up on... Oh, geez, Last Oasis. Live it, I'm sorry, man. I went down the rabbit hole. Let's see. You can add it to the wish list. You can't join the beta right from Steam. But yeah, I mean, very clearly is like the Gloomhaven type thing. Supports 2 to 4 players, co-op online. Early access releases with 35 plus quests across Acts 1 and 2. So yeah, early access game. Cool stuff coming. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Checking in with you guys. Danny, what's up, man? Good to see you in the chat. King Kapal, good to see you as well. Glad the Black Myth Wukong videos helped you. Super excited to see what that team does next, man. I really am. And Eivor, good to have you in the chat as well. Danny, have not played First Berserker. Just kind of, I don't know. It's on the radar, but like I just haven't been drawn to it the way that some people have. It looks fine. Some people are telling me it's really good. But for whatever reason, it's just not on my radar. I think it's because Livid and I both have 2 big games that we're about to cover. So, like, I wanted to get through Assassin's Creed, and then I kind of wanted to chill for a minute. And, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, guys. Wildgate. This one popped up this week. Livid started kind of chirping about it, and I didn't want to watch anything because, well, I wanted to save it for Sunday with you guys. Now, Wildgate is being developed by Dreamhaven. Dreamhaven is a studio that's led by Mike Mordheim, who used to be one of the leads at World of Warcraft. So, like, I have been watching Dreamhaven for quite a while now. I am super excited to see what they're cooking up. I've already seen the comparison. I couldn't avoid it to oh my gosh, Livid, help me. The co-op space simulation adventure game. What the heck am I trying to say, Livid? So clearly, thank you, Jump Ship. So I am excited to see what this game is. I love this visual aesthetic. I'm just going to be very clear with you guys. I have always loved this visual aesthetic. It reminds me of WildStar, if you guys played that game back in the day. WildStar was an MMO that was developed by a handful of, at the time, ex-Blizzard developers. I think some of them are probably part of the mix here because it looks very similar. So let's see what this one is all about. If you guys have already checked it out, let me know your thoughts in the chat. But yeah, we've got 2 minutes to watch the reveal trailer for Wildgate. Let's go.
Welcome to the Reach, a vast realm of discovery and brutal explosions. But hey, I'm sure you'll be fine. Now, you're gonna need a tough team.
Time to break something. Hello, Luke.
And an even tougher ship.
Quality upgrade.
Keep her flying, and you'll find wonders beyond your wildest dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Wildgate open.
Or the other crews will blast you and take your loot. That's a distinct possibility.
The artifact is getting away.
So get ready.
Blast them.
When your airtight plan goes out the airlock,
Into the fray.
improvise. Use your turrets.
Stealing their stuff.
Hell, use their turrets. Traps, tractor beams, big red buttons.
Overloaded their reactor.
Because the Reach gives,
Resources in. Coming in hot.
and the Reach takes.
Damage! Major damage!
Can't promise fame and fortune here,
Mine layer here.
or that you'll even make it back.
Get to the gate. Go, go, go,
But
go.
I can promise this.
That's my artifact.
It's gonna be one hell of a story.
Yeah, man. I like it. I like it. Liv, I'd love to hear what you think of this because, quite honestly, I really like it. I think this is more chaotic in a good way than what I've seen from Jump Ship and whatever the other one is that's very similar. It's PvEVP, right? In space with your own spaceship. And that is not something we have seen a whole lot of yet. And from what I see, like, this is a game that I could see being very successful. It does look a little too cartoony in some cases. Like, there's some scenes that I'm like, oh, this looks kind of good. There are other scenes where I'm like, oh, this is kind of corny. But I think the whole point of it is to be campy, right? And, like, some of it's hard to see in just these cinematic moments. But I think there's actually a decent amount of depth here, right? Because you've got almost like a looter shooter vibe. You saw a lot of different moments where your team is picking up loot from, you know, different ships and different treasure points or whatever. And then you got the PvP element of it. And when they start, like, this section here where they start going into the PvP, I'm like, oh, this is like legit chaos, because not only are they showcasing this entire like space area, you're also seeing like some of the ship-to-ship combat, like jumping from your ship to an enemy ship right there, blasting inside. Like, I would love to play this game with like our core group of PvPers that we do like V-Rising with, because this would be fun as hell. And it's funny because I know like automatically like Livid and Wheezy and Espada, who we do V-Rising with, like they're going to just be like all off doing their combat PvP thing, and like the ship's going to be burning up. It's a different dynamic because you actually have to maintain your ship, which I think is, you know, what games like Jump Ship are trying to do. But this is a PvP focused one, and I really like that. I think there's space for this. The teams are small, which I think is important because, you know, anything like 10 plus people is going to get a little unwieldy. But yeah, putting a group of 3 or 4 people together, especially if matchmaking is good, I think, you know, this is one of those games that's going to require comms like constantly. It's not one of those games you can just kind of ping your way to victory. There's so much happening, and that's clear just in the trailer here. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it, and I think Livid actually had me sign up for it already. So if you are interested in the game, I think you can go right to their page here Maybe it was a different game. Oh, no, it was Crosswind he had me sign up for. But you can wish list it right on Steam. I think there's a way to maybe go on their website and sign up for something. I'm not sure. I'm super excited about it. It's coming out 2025, so coming out soon. It's actually not by Dreamhaven. It's by Moonshot Games, which is interesting. Unless that's a subsidiary. I wonder if that's a subsidiary of Dreamhaven. Moonshot Games. Let's see here. Moonshot Game. Is this the same group? This can't be the same group. I don't know. Hey, there's some early gameplay stuff here from Ghost Admiral. Anyways, I'm super excited about this one. If you're interested in PvEVP battles in space, then you kind of already know. Looks like their first playtest is April 10th. So there you go. That one dude is telling us April 10th. That is a little bit over a week away, guys. So if you want to play this game, you can sign up and maybe you'll get invited. Pretty cool stuff. All right, I saw this posted on the subreddit and I got very excited. Probably TMI, but in the bathroom down here in my basement, I've got a whole like magazine rack with all my Game Informers in it, like all the ones from the last run of the magazine. So super excited to see that Game Informer is coming back. I am curious like what the deal is because I knew it obviously got shut down, but I had no idea that they were coming back and like they're coming back with their full team, which is kind of crazy. So let's check this one out. I think we should give this one a watch, even though it's not directly about a game, because Game Informer, I mean, man, I have to imagine of the 48 of you guys in the chat, at least half of you grew up with Game Informer magazines or watching Game Informer videos or whatever. So this one hits close to home for me as somebody that's had Game Informer in the house since I was a kid. So let's check it out.
To share today, Game Informer is back, and so is 100% of the team that was bringing you Game Informer when we shut down this past summer.
That means production, design, video, editorial, everybody.
Everything you loved about Game Informer before is coming back, but we're rethinking it and evolving it to be bigger and better.
Game Informer has been around since 1991, and yes, we were blipped out of existence for a couple months here, but we're back, and I'm really excited to pick up where we left off and ramp things up to be even better.
Of course, we were devastated when Game Informer shut down this past summer because we loved working together as a team, but the thing that came as a shock was the outpouring of support and enthusiasm that came from you as readers and from people around the industry for what Game Informer had meant to them. I personally received messages from people who talked about growing up reading Game Informer and being excited about getting that magazine in their mailbox every month and what that meant for them. And we felt that that meant something and that it was something that was worth trying to fight for and preserve. So that's what we did.
If you unfollowed us on all our platforms like YouTube or Blue Sky or Instagram, I don't blame you, we disappeared. But we have the keys back to all those accounts. They're active again, so go hit those follow buttons.
All of that is coming back, including an all-new approach to Game Informer magazine, both in print and digital forms.
The short version is that Gunzilla Games purchased Game Informer. Game Informer now operates under an independent entity called Game Informer Inc.
Editorial independence has been foundational for Game Informer ever since it was started back in the 90s, and it will continue to be a sacred element of our operation going forward.
All of Game Informer's editorial content is 100% selected by our editorial team without any outside influence, including from the new owners. In fact, that editorial integrity is something the new owners insisted upon as strongly as we did. Our team today considers ourselves stewards of this legacy of Game Informer that has been built up over 30 plus years. I myself have had the good fortune to work with dozens of talented individuals who've come through over the 20 years I've been with the company and see the way that they have shaped and defined what Game Informer is all about.
Stay tuned in the coming months for more information about the relaunch of our physical magazine. But in the meantime, you can go to GameInformer.com right now and catch up on a ton of reviews of games that came out while we were shut down.
It's belated, but you can find our 2024 Game of the Year awards on GameInformer.com right now. We didn't want this little gap in Game Informer history to mean that we didn't celebrate the year of 2024, and we also just really missed arguing with each other.
We can't wait to bring Game Informer magazine back into your hands, hopefully bigger and better than it was before, and continue delivering some of the best coverage of games, the people who make games, and the people who play games from all around the world. More robust membership and subscription offers are on the way in the coming weeks, but if you'd like to support Game Informer right now, you can sign up for early benefits today.
Thank you so much for watching this video and for your continued support of Game Informer. We are so glad to be back.
Nice. Yeah, man, I think they kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, I grew up with Game Informer, and I'm just super pumped that they're back. I think of all of the companies that, you know, the IGNs of the world, the Game Informers of the world, the GameSpots, like, Game Informer is one of the best. Like, when we were looking at games, when we do our monthly gaming video, Game Informer was like the calendar that we would always look at because they were the most accurate. They had not only like the upcoming games, but they would also have a ton of indie games that a lot of other channels didn't have. And like, it's hard. It's hard to track all of the games and things going on in the industry. And Game Informer has always been a smaller shop, which makes it feel like a little bit more indie in itself, which I just always love. So I'm super pumped that Game Informer is coming back. I can't wait to support them again and get the magazine again because, quite honestly, it's an awesome magazine. The last one that I have there in the bathroom is The Making of Hades 2. And like, I love Hades. I have not really like truly dove into Hades 2 yet, but I've played like 20 hours of it and enjoyed the heck out of it. And just to see like a little bit more of like behind the curtain, right, is the best way to describe it for like from the magazine is just like, that's what I love about like what Livid and I do on a daily basis. Like, it's that behind the curtain look and peek. And like, if Livid and I did this full time, you better believe we would be doing, you know, interviews with developers, and we would have a podcast and like all the things that these channels that are like bigger and full time do, because like we're that same kind of nerd. We're the same kind of nerd as these people. Just, you know, our focus is really on reviewing games and making guide videos because that's really all our capacity can allow for. But like, I don't know. I just love Game Informer. I loved everything that they've done since the very beginning for the most part. And to see them coming back with that full team is awesome. That's exactly like what you want to see in an industry that is constantly being downsized and reshuffled and people losing jobs. Like, it's the feel-good story that, you know, I wasn't expecting, but I'm super pumped about. I mean, look, man, I don't know what to tell you about the Astrobot thing. Black Myth Wukong was the game of the year last year. Full stop. I don't know what to tell you. I don't play PlayStation 5. Astrobot wasn't a game that I played. People loved it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Sony paid everybody off. Who the hell knows? You know, everybody said the same thing. Black Myth Wukong was the game of the year last year. That's it. Oh, come on. No way that you thought Astrobot deserved it more than Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong was an absolute revelation in that genre. Like, visually, cinematically, come on. Combat, incredible game. And I'm sure Astrobot was good, but like, I don't know. I just don't know. You look at the two of them side by side and you're like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Anyways, I didn't play Astrobot, so I can't compare them, right? I have no ground to stand on because I never played Astrobot. I have to play both games to be able to accurately compare them. All right, let's keep trucking along here. Seed of Nostalgia. I don't know what this... Is this supposed to be like a Tales of Mana type game? I don't know. Or is it Tales of Mana? I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying. Very clearly some sort of nostalgia, funny, type of game, kind of harkening back to the JRPGs of the late 90s. Let's see what this one is all about. Nothing wrong with an airship. I like that. It's even got the giant tree. Isn't that like a mana thing? Ooh, hey, Livid, look, an overworld. All right, here we go. A little turn-based combat action. Some nice animations. Everything's green. A lot of green animations. Yeah, I'm with you there, Lexicon. Like I would play this game on my Steam Deck. I think like this is the only place I could play a game like this. I could never sit down and play this on a PC. It does. The graphics do look good. It feels a little slow. I don't know if anybody else is picking up on that, but it does feel like a little bit slow with like the movement and the way the character is moving. Mimic chest here. Yeah, Golden Suns for sure, for sure. So here's the only thing with this one that I don't love. And you guys tell me if I'm crazy here. The thing that I don't love about this is these games, whether you're into it or not, pride themselves on being story-driven games. Oh shoot, I forgot to do the thing. Story-driven games. This trailer had no story whatsoever in it. I have no idea what any of the things that are happening on the screen are. There's nothing to guide us in terms of like, okay, what are we even fighting for in this game? It was just a JRPG, you know, late 90s, early 2000s style game that looks good. It looks cool. The overworld is nice and like the combat looks cool, but like I don't know what any of this means. And I think that's more maybe a product of the trailer being kind of bad than the actual game being bad. I don't know, right? We haven't played it, but it's all just like these scenes with no dialogue, no text, so we don't know what actually is happening. And I think that's kind of a shame because I think these types of games do like try and win over fans with like at least some sort of storytelling before you ever buy it, right? And it could be very like Final Fantasy-esque. Yeah, man, I know, I get it. Like the name of the game is terrible, but like it is nostalgic from a gameplay perspective. But what the heck is making this game? What is enticing me to play this game other than the nostalgia of the gameplay? And maybe that's the only thing. I mean, maybe it's not story driven, but you know it is, right? Like these types of games, it has to be story driven. So that's the only thing this one is missing. I think it's cool looking. I think it's a game that I'll definitely keep an eye on. Did it say when it's coming out? I saw a bunch of like, yeah, okay, Kickstarter coming April 7th. So we can check out the Kickstarter. You know, somebody that's in the chat right now, just like put it on your radar to check the video or the Kickstarter out on April 7th and then post whatever new video on the feed so that we can react to it again. Seed of Nostalgia, not my favorite name for a game. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but, you know, it looks pretty good. All right, Sean John is on a roll. We're gonna check this one out. Man, this one looks weird. Brute Horse. No idea what the heck this one is about. But Sean John, you've been on a roll tonight, man. So we're gonna stick with it, brother. And hopefully it doesn't suck. Here we go. Get everything set. Brute Horse.
It was a lovely May morning when Titan fell from the stars, ending the dominion of men. It took only 7.5 steps to reach the shore and forever disappear in the ocean. Out from the scorched earth, new races emerged. Dark forces grew stronger, and the beasts reclaimed the wilderness.
What is happening?
Barbaric madness in the heart of the Forgotten Lands conjured a man and his horse. Their endless brutality became a legend. They rode through all the 7.5 kingdoms, unleashing the ruthlessness against the enemies of the quest givers. But one moment of ill luck turned them into the myth. Together with Michelle, the inventress, Brute and the horse were ambushed by a dragon. It wasn't a long nor a hard fight. They ended up victorious. Brute swiped his axe, cutting the head of the beast, but it fell on the horse, crushing both of his front legs. The thought of losing his only companion overshadowed Brute's pea-sized mind with raging helplessness that sent Brute on a quest as simple as himself, to find the only practicing veterinary man. Brute took the horse upon his shoulders.
What?
And the trio embarked to the Forgotten Lands. Unable to wield his axe, Brute was an easy target for a pygmy orc ambush. And so his rage multiplied. He grabbed the horse and smashed the enemy. On that day, they became a weapon of sheer madness.
What in God's name is this game?
On that day, they became one. They became the Brute Horse.
Man, that was an absolute trip of weirdness. I will tell you, here's the thing I'll tell you. I love zany games, like full stop, love zany games. The weirder the game, I mean, I wouldn't say the weirder the game, the more likely I will play it. But like, I like a game that tries to do something different, right? We talk about this all the time on stream. If you're going to fucking take a chance, take a chance. Do it. Be innovative. Be different. Go out there and try and be like absolutely like steal the show. And I think that this type of game is trying to do that. And I think that's really cool. Here's what I'll say. And this is my type A systems first brain taking over. I don't love like the Metroidvania action 3D gameplay. I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting them to stick with like the comic book style, and maybe it was a roguelike, or maybe it was something, I don't know. I just wasn't expecting kind of like a side-scrolling Metroidvania type game, and especially with 3D graphics. I didn't love it. Like, I thought it didn't look, I didn't think it looked that good. And I'm hoping I'm wrong, because this is one of those games that I'll definitely check out just because it's so wacky and quirky. But like let's just fast forward to the gameplay really quick. And let's see, where is it? It's like, it was not a lot of gameplay, but kudos to them for actually showing gameplay. Like, I don't know. There's something about this that just doesn't feel like it fits it doesn't fit like what all of that setup was. And I'm going to play this at half speed here. Like, doesn't it feel like a little janky? Like, everything kind of looks bad. And that stinks because, like, the comic book style of it, I thought looked really cool and really unique. There's a couple games that have done things like that, but, like, I don't know. This doesn't feel like it would be that. I don't know. It didn't feel like it kept the same energy moving through. And I don't know. I lost it a little bit at the gameplay part. The whole concept is cool, right? The whole concept of, like, your horse lost its front legs, you're carrying it, you turned it into a weapon. It's wild. But, like, now all this stuff, I'm like, man, I don't know if I want, like, a platformer for this game. Like, I wanted something a little different. And that's just because the setup was really good. Yeah, it does look kind of claymation-y, but I don't know. It's wild. I don't know if you can really, yeah, it kind of looks a little bit like Trine. Yeah, I'll give you that one. But, yeah, I don't know. This one is weird. It's definitely a game that I'm going to just, like, keep, like, one eye on off the side of my desk here. And we'll see. I think it has a chance to be something if the gameplay is good. That's kind of all I'll say about that. All right. Next up, Sean John's got another one, The Precinct. This was actually a game that was one of the top. I don't know if it ended up being the top. It was one of the top games that people were downloading and trying out during the last Steam Next Fest. So I think something about this game clearly was resonating with people. I have no idea what it was because I never played it. So I am excited to see like what this game is all about, because it's not something that ever like piqued my interest. Like just the whole like I don't know, it was a cop type of game. That's all I really knew. And there were a lot of really cool games during Steam Next Fest, and like this one just never rose to the top of the list. So maybe this trailer will do it. It's the release date trailer. Hopefully we get some gameplay in here. Let us see what The Precinct is all about.
Central to all units, bank robbery in progress. Be advised, suspects are heavily armed. Approach with caution.
Okay, kid. You wanted the real deal? This is it. ACPD, drop it now.
Patrol units, we have reports of
So it's like part driving game. Oh. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping this shift is a little quieter than the last one. Either that or I'm gonna need to put my cardiologist on retainer. Is it expired? Give him a ticket.
Hold it. Don't make me drop you.
Another day, another dime. Come on, kid. Let's roll.
All right, there's actually a lot of cool stuff in here. Yeah, this does actually seem pretty awesome. All right, May 13th for this one. I'm going to eat my words because this actually looks really cool, and there's just a lot more. Like, I say this all the time, guys. Like, I am a systems first guy. So is Livid. This has a lot of really cool pieces to it that I honestly, I didn't know. So you've got like kind of the open worldiness of like taking these kind of missions and then driving to them, or maybe they're organically happening. It's hard to tell because, again, I didn't play the demo. But then each of these like little missions is incredibly different, right? Like pursuing somebody from a helicopter and getting them to, getting the cops on the ground to deploy spike strips and stuff. And then there are like genuine like adventure style missions where you're chasing down bad guys, going through gunfights. I had no idea this game had all of this stuff. And then there's a progression system here. Like, what? It's an RPG at the same time. I mean, obviously it's not an RPG, but very clearly it's got a progression system where you're upgrading, your physical conditions, your combat, your policing, and your vehicle. And like, look at the top, right? There's artifacts, there's gangs. It's a lot more to this game than I genuinely thought. And then in terms of weapons here, you've got a revolver, kind of like an M4, a shotgun, a taser, like a pump action shotgun, an Uzi, an AK, like a Desert Eagle, a little SMG, a long barrel. I don't know what that other one is. Is that like a fire extinguisher? It's cool stuff. Like, I mean, I just genuinely did not know this game had all of this stuff here. And the city aesthetic actually looks really cool too. Like, I have to give it to the team because the city itself looks grungy. And yeah, it looks like GTA Style 3 mechanics with, I wouldn't say it's 2025 graphics. I would say it looks really sharp for what it is. I think the city looks awesome. But then the character models are a little funky. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's not It's not about the graphics. The Precinct looks like a really fun game. I am definitely actually going to check this one out now. I'm curious if a demo is still live, because a lot of the Steam Next Fest demos are actually still... Yeah, there is still a free demo that you can check out for the game. The demo is available now, guys. If you want to check this one out, you can download it right on Steam. I noticed that recently about the Steam Next Fest stuff. A lot of the demos stuck around, which was not the case previously. In the last Steam Next Fest, all the demos just kind of like dropped at the end of the end of the event. So yeah, I'm gonna check this one out. No doubt about it. Looks really cool. All right, what do we got? We got all right, we got a few of them. We got time. This is Wu Chang Fallen Feathers hands-on. This is an IGN video. We'll watch it. I'm okay watching it. It's 8 minutes long. Their videos are always like a digestible size. This is another one of those games that I think is going to be really popular with a certain subsect of people, like the Souls people. But I don't know much about it other than, it's kind of an action Souls-y type of game. And it's coming out this year. That's all I really know. So let's check it out.
Let's see if you've got what it takes to wield that
Well, I hate that
power.
voice.
In a space as crowded as the Souls-like genre, it can be difficult to stand out. But after 2 hours with the uber-difficult Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, it seems the folks at Lean Z Games may be onto something. Taking place in a magical reimagining of dynastic China, you play a pirate warrior who has some serious moves, making use of intricate and deadly spells, an arsenal of weapons and potent movesets, and an upgrade tree that's much more involved than your typical action-adventure game. This makes for an adventure where, more often than not, I felt like the scary badass the rest of the world should be afraid of, rather than the other way around. Of course, the upper limit on just how much I could make myself feel like an overpowered Dynasty Warriors character was my own skill level and understanding of Wuchang's extremely complex systems, which I could only dive so deep with during my limited demo. But what I've seen so far has me quite optimistic.
Impressive skills. I didn't even hear you approach. Judging by your attire, I take it you're not from around these parts, are you?
The main way Wuchang Fallen Feathers seems to differentiate itself from its peers is that here, instead of a few basic sword moves, a handful of meager spells and abilities, and a tiny health bar, you're given a pretty extensive toolkit of formidable tools to play with.
Oh my
Each
gosh,
weapon allows you to
that
unleash
hammer was
unique
massive.
flurries of attacks that send you soaring into the air, darting across the map, and performing insane feats of dexterity that are far beyond what's possible in most Souls-likes. It got to the point where I felt
frame
like
rate
the
here is
area boss
terrible.
stomping my enemies flat, rather than a scared, cautious adventurer facing incredible odds. That feeling of superiority might have something to do with how those abilities are acquired, by harvesting them from fallen enemies. That's right, every defeated foe is more than just a handful of upgrade materials. You actually get to learn their moves and put them to use against future opponents, eventually turning you into a deadly reflection of everyone you've bested in battle. And in my time with it, I already began to feel like a power-stealing badass in short order. And this was just the opening areas of the adventure too. I can only imagine how wild things get later on when you're squaring off against more powerful opponents and presumably unlocking even more insane abilities. Don't get me wrong, there were still plenty of instances where my eagerness or lack of awareness got me absolutely smashed to pieces, but I also felt like I had way more options for cutting the enemy down to size. For example, one move I was given while wielding a giant axe let me leap straight into the air to ludicrous anime-level heights, then smash down on my opponent, stomping them flat and leaving a minion-shaped impression in the earth. Another weapon, fast-moving dual blades, gave me the ability to fire off a bunch of small, sticky explosives every time I dodged, which then exploded, doing a small amount of damage, but more importantly, interrupting enemy movement. These abilities and weapon combos, combined with spells that let me do things like fire off a deadly disc of fire, allowed me to play much more aggressively than I'm accustomed to. And it's clear there's just a whole lot more to learn with Wuchang in general. I didn't have nearly enough time to fully wrap my mind around the various skill trees, ability customization options that let me alter how my weapons functioned, and spellcasting system, but it's clear this borrows quite a bit from RPGs and will need to be thought through if you want to max out your levels of badassery. That will be pretty helpful to do too, because of the two bosses I took on in Wuchang. One of them was a creepy mage with a bag of magical tricks, while the other was an extremely aggressive and equally beefed up blade-wielding warrior with fancy movesets. The former was more straightforward to pick off, as they clearly had no martial training to speak of, but there were still plenty of opportunities for me to fall prey to a clever spell with surprising effects, like one that made the ground explode beneath my feet, following me as I moved. As for the bladed warrior, she took significantly more time to fell, as I learned her quick, convoluted attack patterns and mastered the timing for parrying her attacks, especially in the second half of the fight, when each swipe of her blade sent out massive gusts of wind that knocked me on my butt and did way more damage than I thought the wind was capable of. Eventually, though, I stood triumphant against her devilish tricks. Rather than a feeble goon, hopelessly outmatched by an enemy clearly above my power level, Wuchang's boss fights made me feel a lot more like a peer locked in a duel with strong weapons and destructive abilities to see who is more worthy of success. If there's one part I didn't get a completely strong read on, it's Wuchang's story, which centers on a disease spreading throughout the lands that drives people mad and makes them sprout feathers. I didn't see enough to say whether or not this is likely to go the distance, but I will say that I've lost count of the number of Souls-likes in the past few years that have leaned on that incredibly tired trope. I get that having a disease that turns people into monsters offers a pretty easy reason to make everything in the world want to kill you, which is very helpful in this kind of game, but man am I ever tired of seeing it. I'd really like to see Wuchang break free from some of the story cliches in the same way it seems to be switching things up when it comes to combat style.
Most would have lost their minds by now. Yet you remain in control. Fascinating.
It's also worth noting just how visually impressive Wuchang is, which is by no means the norm for the genre. Even if I was dying half a dozen times to the same boss, or lost among a sea of disgusting mutated enemies, I was at least able to content myself with how downright gorgeous everything looked, ruined and deeply troubling as the world was. That said, I did notice somewhat long load times after each humiliating defeat that respawned me back at the checkpoint, and I have to wonder how much of that hang time is owed to the world and characters looking so dang good. In fairness, there's very little chance this thing's been optimized enough to be representative of the final product. But since I was playing on a PC that seemed fairly powerful, it's definitely something I'm going to want to keep an eye on as I check out future builds.
Hey, we meet again.
With only a short exploration area and 2 boss fights to contend with, I only caught a small glimpse at Wuchang Fallen Feathers, but I already feel pretty good about its chances at being more than just another Souls-like to add to the ridiculously overflowing pile. The movesets are intricate and interesting, the RPG mechanics seem deep and offer a lot of freedom, even if I can't claim to understand some of them fully, and the boss fights gave me a serious run for my money that's rare these days. All that's already got me pretty excited to play more. For more, check out our recent previews of Force Strike.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know. I don't know. This one, again, I agree with him. Right, I agree with him that like we have seen a massive ton of Souls-like games in the last few years, but they're not all created equal, right? And like I think of games like Lords of the Fallen, which I loved, Lies of P, which was good, and then I see a game like this, and I'm like, I don't know, man. There's something about it that just doesn't seem quite right. Like the voice acting was terrible, and he can tell me like the systems are crazy and different and like intricate all he wants, but he didn't show any of that, and it's very clear that he's using footage that was provided to him by the developers, because he's talking about things but showing other things, and like that's one clear sign of, you know, the developer kind of controlling the footage that's out there. I don't know if this is him playing. I'm pretty confident that it's not, and I'm pretty confident that the footage is provided by the team that's developing the game. That's fine. That's normal for like early previews, but it's hard to say that things are so different, intricate, and you know, sprawling, but not be able to show that or really talk about that in any detail. He kind of just said, you know, hey, there's a lot of RPG elements. You feel really powerful, and there's systems to support that. And then he didn't really go into any details. So I don't know. I think there's some interesting looking moments in this first preview, but I don't think there's anything that really sold me on the game. I think the characters and the voice acting are kind of terrible. You know, the action is cool, but if it's like good Souls-like action, then like every good Souls-like has that. So what's the secret sauce that's going to make me want to pick up and play this game? I'm going to have to see more, like, quite honestly, and I'm going to have to see, like, what is this game trying to do differently? That's one thing about Lords of the Fallen and Lies of P that I really liked was, you know, Lords of the Fallen had the umbral mechanic, right? The lamp mechanic where you could see into the umbral side of the world. Lies of P had kind of that animatronic arm, and that created a whole different dynamic in combat, and also just like really cool boss fights. This is not there yet, and maybe it'll get there. We're going to have to keep an eye on this one. I don't know exactly when the release date for Fallen Feathers is, but I'm pretty sure, I don't even know if it's on PC, to be honest with you. Fallen... yeah, maybe it is on PC. Sometime in 2025. It's by the team Lenzi, who has made no other games, so that's another thing. I'm not saying that's an outright bad thing. It's just something to pay attention to. Coming out sometime in 2025. And yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on this one. There's just not enough information yet to let us know if this game is going to be good or not. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to keep an eye on it. Who wouldn't be if you're into Souls-likes? But there's just not enough yet. All right, we're going to keep moving here because it's getting late. We only have about 30 minutes left, and we still got like 6 more trailers to get through. So we're going to jump into Mandragora. This is a trailer that I skipped last week, and I'm actually kind of excited to talk about this one. This is a Metroidvania-style Souls-like game, so it's a side-scroller, and I think there's a lot of cool stuff here that I really enjoyed when I played the demo of the game. I think it was like 6 months ago. I hope this game gets a little love because I actually enjoyed the demo quite a bit. And, yeah, I just don't know if this game is going to find its footing. I will tell you why after we watch the video. So let's watch it together. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one if you have not heard of Mandragora. It is, again, a Metroidvania style with Souls-like combat.
Welcome to the world of Mandragora, Whispers of the Witch Tree. Journey forth in this dark fantasy RPG on a quest to save the land of Faeldom from the looming threat of entropy. In Mandragora, your Inquisitor is yours to develop and customize as you see fit. Power them up with talents, active skills, and of course, gear. There are over 350 items, including 110 consumables and enchants, to find, earn, and craft throughout Faeldom. You can equip weapons, armor, rings, and consumables to several character item slots. Switch between 2 weapon sets for the perfect loadout. How will you slay? With a greatsword? Dual daggers? The choice is yours. Each class starts with a default weapon setup, but you can learn to use any weapon type to match your playstyle. Armor matters too. Every piece has weight and poise. More poise makes you harder to stagger in combat, so you can stand your ground against tougher foes. Weight also contributes to your overall carry capacity. Each armor piece has an armor value, which reduces incoming physical damage. The rest are attribute bonuses. Your constitution boosts health, defense, and increases resistance, while vigor helps with equip load. Each attribute has secondary effects, so plan your build carefully. Need more powerful gear to combat the darkness? You've got 3 options. Craft it. This is the most reliable way to get exactly what you want. Level up artisan vendors to unlock better items. Defeat enemies. Some foes drop full armor sets, so if you want to look like a hollow-plate sentinel, just defeat them and take their gear. Exploration. Open chests, complete quests, and always bring lockpicks. Want to push your gear to its limits? Enchant it. Visit Reese the Occultist to enhance your weapons and armor. The right enchant can turn the tide of battle. In Mandragora, gear can make all the difference between life and death. So craft, explore, and rise against entropy to save Faeldom.
All right, guys, let's talk about this one. I will tell you again, like, I don't have really an agenda here. Every Sunday night, I never have an agenda other than, like, react to what you guys put up here. I played this game during, I think, 2 Steam Next Fests ago, and I actually kind of fell in love with it low-key. It's a really interesting concept, right? You have Souls-like combat, but it is a side-scroller that is really more of a Metroidvania than anything else. And this trailer is specifically about gear, so you don't actually get that sense of it from this trailer. But really what it's about is like exploring the world, doing quests, and kind of like unlocking new parts of the world. So like think Hollow Knight, right? It is a really fun game. It is slow. It is plotty, and it is methodical, like a Souls-like. And that is what threw me off early on. Like, when I was playing it, I was like, oh, man, this is actually, like, kind of slower than I was anticipating because you have to approach it like a Souls-like, even though a Metroidvania is a little bit snappier. Usually it's a little bit floatier. You're jumping, you're moving, you're running. You really don't have that option here, because if you like don't take care of your stamina and you just like kind of constantly run up to enemies and just like attack, you're going to die. I spent probably the first 20 minutes figuring out that lesson, because I did not get past the first area because I was just not picking up on the concept. I think the game's got some promise, and I really hope the developers, who I don't know, I've never talked to the developers. It's a handcrafted map, L-Band. It's very handcrafted. There's nothing procedural about it. Like, you are going through the world, exploring things, doing quests, and then you have to go to different parts of the map. It's exactly like Hollow Knight in that sense. Like, go here, do this, that unlocks this other part of the map. You go there, you do that, whatever. The class stuff is really cool too, right? You don't often see that in a Metroidvania style game where you're building a custom class. It's like 3 different genres in one. It's a Metroidvania in the way that you're exploring and interacting with the world. It's an RPG in the sense that you're doing quests, leveling up your character, like expansive skill tree, and then it's Souls-like in the way that you deal with the combat. So it's just a really interesting blend of games that we haven't really seen before, and I thought it did a really nice job. It looks like Trine, to use that game name again. It does look like Trine, and quite honestly, it's good. It's really good, and I hope the game itself succeeds. I don't know exactly what the release date is. It's soon. I know that. $40. Comes out on April 17th. And yeah, when the Steam Next Fest demo came out, I only had access to this first tree, which was only physical. And we had access to no magic stuff in the game. So, like, you can see there's a physical tree, there's a frost tree, life tree maybe, a poison tree, no idea what this one is, arcane maybe, and magic. You can see, like, this is pretty sprawling. A lot of it is, like, passive, like, increase your stats by 1%, whatever. But these bigger nodes actually are pretty sizable changes to your gameplay and your kit. And yeah, you can respec, you can do all those things. The game itself is like, it's pretty expansive, and it's their first game. I always want to support developers who are doing like their own thing, their new thing, and especially if the game looks good. So I won't belabor this one. If you guys want to check it out, Primal Game Studios, Mandragora, Whisper of the Witch Tree, coming out on April 17th. Thank you to Difficult Spare for posting that video. All right, guys, we got about 20 minutes left. We got a couple trailers here. I think we can do it. We're going to dive into Carbon from Sean John. No idea what this is. 52-second trailer. Okay, looks like a game that I would like. Isometric, I can see that much. And here we go. Diving in. We don't got time to talk, just diving in. Okay, Cyberpunk world, RPG system, deep itemization, gene splicing, the gameplay looks a little slow. Huh. It does look like The Ascent. Strange looking game. Yeah, it definitely looks like The Ascent, which is a game that I absolutely loved. Livid loved it too. But then it actually plays out like Diablo, right? Like it's like crazy action carnage game where you've got your character, crazy RPG systems, full set of gear, and then as you're killing things, loot is dropping everywhere. So like it's strange. Is it like Diablo but in Cyberpunk? Okay, cool. I'm actually okay with that, because we've seen Diablo in the dark gothic sense like 50 different ways to Sunday. It's kind of neat to see somebody take on a different kind of spin to that. The gameplay looks a little stiff. I don't know how much of that is the trailer and how much of that is like the actual gameplay itself. But yeah, I mean, there's some jank to it. Like the characters, like this model right here looks terrible. Sorry, just got a text from my family about something going on. But yeah, anyways, it's a cool looking game. I don't know if it's a game that like is top of my list, but hey, it's a tiny little team with only 600 views on the trailer. Let's show them a little love, and let's, if you like this type of game, maybe wishlist it. There you go. All right, guys, I am super excited about this one because if you guys have followed this channel for any stretch of time, you know that Livid and I have been covering V-Rising since the very beginning. We've already hit up our boy Jeremy Bergson because there is a new V-Rising update coming. We will be playing it before it launches. This is Invaders of Oakvale. Cannot wait to check this out. I have not seen this yet. 45 seconds. I am super pumped because I love V-Rising and everything about V-Rising, and I hope you guys do too. Here we go. Oh my God, is that the whole thing? I'm gonna be so mad. That is the whole thing. Son of a gun. Okay, so we'll check out the dev blog in a second here. So here's what I know. This is a scary new boss, right? Scary new boss. Bunch of new enemies, very clearly. Bunch of new enemies. New weapon type, the Twin Blade. Okay, I'm just gonna make that very clear right now, because I know for a fact there is a new blog that's out. Is it this one, Liv? No, it's got to be this one. March 20th. Weapons of the... No, there's no way that's it. Is that it? V-Rising. V-Rising. I'm panicking because I'm almost out of time. Oh, that is it. Okay, hold on. Bring us back to the blog. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Explore the Oakvale Woodlands. A new forest biome of uncharted lands filled with deadly enemies, new bosses, and dark magic techniques waiting to be seized. Build a custom battle arena in your castle. That is something that's been asked for forever. Set the rules and engage in epic battles with friends or challenge foes almost anywhere in the world with risk-free one-on-one duels. 3 new weapons and 7 unique spells. So 3 new weapons, the claws, the twin blades, and the throwing daggers, each unlocking fresh combat strategies and unique playstyles. New spells are also on the horizon, 1 for each spell school, and 1 new ultimate ability tied to the newest legendary shard. Very cool. Fuse and reforge. No longer do you need to wait to get the perfect drop. Fuse your weapons or jewels to make your ideal equipment. Don't wait to get lucky. Make your own luck. V-Rising's biggest combat overhaul yet. Deep stat rework, rebalancing gear, completely overhauling blood types. Ooh, that's interesting. Powerful new customization tools. Your vampire's path to dominance is truly in your hands. New castle features. Expand your Dark Dominion with new cosmetics and quality of life features. And yeah, man, lots of cool stuff coming for this dang game. Let's see. Livid says there is gameplay of the new weapons. Let's see here. So here are the claws. Oh, there we go. That looks actually sharp. Like, that's a big, big honking cone right there. I like that quite a bit. A little lunge attack. Vault towards the cursor. Oh, nice. Oh, that's actually sick. That's an awesome pursuit and maybe even an escape mechanic. But, like, the bounce on the other side is really wonky. That's going to be really hard to track. All right, then we've got the twin blade here. All right, that looks solid. Javelin, so you can throw it. Ooh, it's got a knockback, too. That's nice. And then sweeping strike. Oh, it's a flip. Oh, man, that's actually huge if you think about it. Like, oh, what? I can't remember what game it is or what character it was, but there is some game. Is it Dota or League where you can flip them behind you? I think it's League. There's a hero where you can do that, and that is like the ultimate move for like chasing, escaping heroes. Oh man, that is huge. And I'm just thinking about, like I said, I've mentioned their names a few times tonight. Like myself, Livid, Wheezy and Espada, like this is our game when a new update comes out. And yeah, super pumped about that. Throwing daggers. This is another new one. Sorry, I didn't get all the way through. All right, so you can throw a bunch of them out. These purple things pop out. What do the purple things do? Solid object causes the dagger to stick in the ground. Game 1 dagger. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, rain of daggers throws them out. I like that, actually. Release daggers, pulls them back. Yeah, I figured that's what it would be. Pretty cool, man. And here's some of the new, are these the new spells? Weapon coatings. Oh, you can imbue your weapons with different coatings. Either storm coating or blood coating. There'll be a new coating for each magic type. So it's giving you yet another effect that you have to manage on top of like the weapons and your enchantments and your, not enchantments, your gems. There's just a lot you're going to have to manage, which is really cool. What are these? New skins. All right, working on for artifact weapons. I love that. It's actually been one of my biggest pet peeves with the game is the named items, the artifact items didn't actually have unique skins. Super pumped that they're doing this. Oh, that looks really good. Cool. I am super pumped about this one, guys. We will have more for you on V-Rising soonish. I don't know when, but soonish. I'll tell you that much. Okay, we've got time for one more trailer, maybe two. We're going to do Witchbrook, and we're going to do Squirreled Away. Witchbrook has kind of been on my list for a while, and that's because it's by Chucklefish. I love Chucklefish. I think they're a fantastic team that they're going to make it, and they have been making it for the last couple of years, but I haven't seen like them hit that like smash success game yet. And they're both a publisher and a developer, so maybe Witchbrook is it. Let's see. Really is Harry Potter, pixely Harry Potter. Trying to figure out what we can do. Oh, there's like, wait, co-op too? Or MMO? Interesting. Yeah, I'm starting to get a sense of like what this game is, and is it like The Sims? It almost feels like it's more of that type of simulation type of game, not necessarily like a Harvest Moon or yeah, exactly, a Stardew Valley. I will tell you, the world looks really charming, right? Like you look at the level of detail in these pixel games, they've just gotten more and more impressive over the years, and Chucklefish has been in this space for a really long time, and they're really good at it. So I'm excited to learn a little bit more about like what this game actually is. I didn't get that from the trailer, and that's probably like the thing that's holding me back from being like, oh, this looks great, let's play it, is like I don't know what we're actually trying to do here. It seems like there's all these activities and things that potentially could be interesting, but they just didn't showcase enough of it. They just showed off the world, and again, the world is really impressive, but I don't know what we're actually doing within the game. So I'm excited to learn more about that when the time is right. I think this one, we've still got time, right? It's winter 2025, so we've got a little bit of time. Chucklefish and Robotality. Definitely one to keep your eye on if you like these types of games. And this is the first gameplay we have seen of this game. So there's a ton more coming. And I think this is going to be huge for all of the folks that are into the cozy games. All right, last one we're going to watch tonight is the Squirreled Away. Livid posted this one, a cute co-op survival game. I don't know how those things all tie together, cute, co-op, and survival, but we're going to find out. All right, clearly we're squirrels. Oh, we literally are playing a survival game. Get the heck out of here, Liv. Oh, that's funny as hell, man. Squirrel with friends. Dude, that's actually hilarious. I had no expectations going into that trailer, and now I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of funny because you were quite literally chopping branches and smashing rocks to get stuff to build your nest up in the tree. That's really funny. The graphics are not my favorite. I've never liked these types of graphics. It's not enough to hold me back from playing a game, but it's just definitely not my favorite. And yeah, over the hedge vibes for sure. Funny looking game. Great way to end the stream tonight, guys. Absolutely hilarious. Like I said, Livin and I are going to be really busy this week with Expedition 33 and hopefully Dune Awakening. I hope you guys stick with the channel. We're going to have a lot more to talk about in the upcoming weeks. I don't know how to do a poll or if I can even do polls in this and on YouTube Live. One thing that I really would love to do is start introducing some sort of gameplay component to our streaming. I don't know if that means Livid streaming once a week or me streaming another day. But like, I love talking about trailers with you guys. I love doing this, but I would also love to play specifically new games that, you know, we've been playing for weeks, early access with you guys. I don't know how to make that work. I don't know if that's stuff you would be interested in. I just appreciate you guys. We have a constant group of like 30 to 50 people that are here every Sunday night. I know we don't stream every day, but man, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, having a good time, sharing your genuine interest and opinions about these games, because it's just my opinion, man. It's just my opinion. You guys all have your opinions. I love to see kind of the melting pot of ideas come together. And there's some cool stuff coming. There is some really cool stuff coming other than Expedition 33 and Dune Awakening. So keep it right here if you guys, you know, are newer to the channel. We've got a lot of stuff coming down the pike. I will tell you, I have a review for South of Midnight coming out this week. I think it's the 4th is the embargo. I just finished that game, 26 hours, single-player narrative adventure game. If that one's been on your radar, I will have that review out later the week. And then, yeah, a lot more coming for the channel. So as always, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you hanging out with me late on a Sunday night. Have a fantastic week as we head into April. And remember, nothing on April 1st is real, so don't believe anything that you guys see. As always, my name is Kodiak. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week and play on. Later, guys.